to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Today I'm not drinking anything because I am fasting this morning. Water. I had to fast. I have an appointment this morning for a lot of labs. I'm going to get a full workup on my laboratories. I actually went to a nephrologist yesterday afternoon at 1 p.m. was my appointment. And that was going to be part of my topic this morning. I was going to discuss how that appointment went and what to expect when you go to medical appointments here in the Philippines. First, I always do the weather. I always start the live stream with the weather report. Got my notes here. There is a low pressure. I saw that on the Pag-asa website. There is a low pressure in the Philippines as of 3 a.m. Low pressure area, it brings rain to different areas in the Philippines. This one is in Itbayat, Batanes, affecting, and then there's an intertropical conversion zone affecting Mindanao, easterlies. So no typhoons, not a lot of typhoons or anything like that, but there are weather conditions that's going to bring rain. Again, this is still considered the wet season in the Philippines. That's why you get more rain during. But here, man, it's like bright and sunny already here in our Numancia, Aklan, in our province of Aklan. Mindanao, it says here, cloudy skies, scattered rain and thunderstorms. Metro Manila, partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers. Pretty much I'm looking at Bicol region, Batanes, pretty much everywhere you go, there's like expected rain today. Rains and thunderstorms today. And that's my topic today is medical care in the Philippines. This, of course, is here in Aklan Province. And now that we have Asia Pacific Medical Center, we really stepped up our game here in Kalibo, Aklan. Before Asia Pacific Medical Center, I would say we were just okay as far as medical care. It was a really game changer for the province of Aklan once we got Asia Pacific Medical Center, because to me it's just so modern. When I'm walking around Asia Pacific Medical Center in Kalibo, I feel like I'm in the United States, in a hospital in the United States. I worked for over 27 years in hospitals in the United States, so I have I've seen hospitals most of my life. The thing that catches my eye immediately with Asia Pacific Medical Center, just the modern equipment that they have. They got MRIs, ultrasounds, modern radiology, portable units, more advanced than some of the things I saw in the U.S. But then again, I left the U.S. in 2011, so I'm sure they got more up-to-date equipment. But I'm sure it's not far behind with medical equipment in the United States. All right, Mayor Bird. Good morning, Mayor Bird. Good morning. Hey, Ray in the Philippines, my good friend Ray in the Philippines. I was actually at my appointment, Ray, when I saw you. I was looking at my phone and it goes, I got an alert. It says, Ray is live. I'm like, what? Ray, this is the afternoon. Usually, but you were interviewing Michael S. In Dumaguete. I think he was in Dumaguete. But, so I was just watching it. Next thing I know, my phone was low bat. I was like, oh man, I don't have my charger. And that was the thing I was going to say about my appointment with the nephrologist, kidney specialist at Asia Pacific Medical Center. I made the appointment last week. So I'm on the list. What happens is the doctor, the nephrologist at Asia Pacific Medical Center, her clinic was yesterday from 1 to 6 p.m. That's her clinic hours at Asia Pacific Medical Center. So what happens is like everybody gets put on a list. When I got put on the list, I made it like a week ago. I was number 4 on the list, so that's pretty good. When you're in like at the top 10, that's not bad. That's not a bad appointment at 1 p.m. But and then I saw the list when I checked in yesterday. She had at least about 25 people on the list. So I was number 4. So I got there 12:30. I'm always early. I'm early for everything. You know, it's like my military background. I always try to be early. I guess I'm used to the military. Hurry up and wait. You know, that's our philosophy in the United States Air Force. So I got there 12:30. I sat down. Of course, the hospitals here and the airports here, the ferry terminal, any waiting area here in the Philippines, man, they got the worst seating. You know, like the benches. They are metal benches, metal on the back, metal on the bottom, no cushion. And I lost some weight when I went through my treatment. So, my butt, it's like I don't have a lot of meat on my butt. So, I had to sit there on that chair. And the minute I saw, I bring like my camping chair. I always bring my camping chair to my appointment. Of course, this day, I forgot it. Usually I keep it in my car, but we had taken it down because we went to the beach and all that. Our cooler, our camping chairs, we took it down because we went to Tangalan Beach there, the Hawili Beach in Tangalan. So I was like, oh man, I gotta sit on these chairs again. So I sat there, right? 1 o'clock came by. I'm not expecting the doctor to be on time. Doctors here normally, if their clinic starts at 1, you'll be happy if they show up at 1:30. That's just the way it is, especially 1 after lunch. I was thinking, well, maybe the doc, it's like late for lunch. Maybe I'll extend the lunch. That happens. Then 2 o'clock went by. 3 o'clock went by. Man, that metal chair, I had to get up several times because, man, it's just brutal. It's like I don't have back issues or anything like that, but when you're sitting on like a metal chair, uncomfortable seating, like it's like a long bench. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The people here in the Philippines, I know they know. LTO's got this. I mean, all the waiting areas here in the Philippines got those metal things, man. They're horrible. They're horrible. So I was like, sit there. 2 o'clock went by. 3 o'clock went by. I finally had to message Dazzle because I was like, babe, Dazzle was actually at Edgar's place. They were doing karaoke because I didn't want to bring Dazzle to the appointment because I know the appointments here are like that, long waiting. It's like you got to be really patient. So I told Dazzle, hey, just have fun. I'll message you. But at 3, I was like, man, I don't think I'm going to be done by 4. And 4 o'clock is Leanna goes home from school. So I texted Dazzle. I told her, hey, babe, you might have to pick up Leanna today because I don't think I'll be done. I'll be done here at 4 o'clock to get her. So no worries, we live not far, Leanna's school is like 5 kilometers from Calibo. So Dazzle got on a tricycle. She made it on time, plenty of time. She was at Leanna's school like at 3:30. So she just had to wait for Leanna. But finally, the doctor shows up at 4. 3 hours later, so I've been sitting there 3 hours. But that's expected here. That's just the way it is. It's like I didn't even ask, why the doctor was late because I just know this. You can keep asking the secretary, but nothing's gonna happen. The doctor show up when the doctor shows up. And this was my first appointment with her. So I've never seen her before. I've never seen a nephrologist at Asia Pacific Medical Center. But as always, the doctors here, they're just so pleasant. She was walking, we could tell she was a doctor because the other people waiting, they recognize her and say, hey, doc. You just see the smile. Everybody was like, ooh, doc's finally here. Everybody's like, start beaming up. We were all like dragging, waiting there. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, the doctor is here. So, and then I was number 4, but I guess I got called the second one. There was one person that they called, and I was the second. I guess number number 2 and 3 couldn't wait. Couldn't wait. They decided to ditch the appointment. But very nice doctor. I was like really impressed by her. She gave me she did the exam. She was asking me questions. Really do not have any symptoms. I'm not feeling anything. Swelling on my hands, swelling my feet. She pressed on my kidneys. Not I'm feeling nothing, no pain, no aches or anything like that. It's just that my creatinine level spiked up, my creatinine level. So I was like, and it's probably my fault that it spiked up because if you remember, I start lifting in the gym, right? And then I start taking protein, whey protein. I started taking this. I started taking this. I started taking whey protein because I was like lifting, I was like, usually when I start lifting, it's like, I like, kind of like bulk up a little bit, people always tell me I need to put on weight, I'm not gaining weight. So I was taking this, and then my friend actually gave me my friend bought me these. My friend bought me these collagen, and I think this was the culprit. He got me creatine. So I was taking creatine, I was taking collagen, I was doing protein shake, and I think that's what spiked my creatine level. And my doctor even agrees with me. He said, make sure you stop all that. I said, yes, I have stopped all this stuff like almost 2.5 weeks ago. But I guess it takes time for my body to like release all this stuff that I was taking. My mistake, it's like I knew, I get labs almost every month. So, for like the last 6 months since my last MRI, everything was good on my creatinine level. So to me, I knew this was the culprit. But just to be sure, she wanted to do a full panel lab on me. I'm also scheduled for a whole abdominal and prostate ultrasound this afternoon. So the visit for my doctor, only cost me 600 pesos, so about $11. The good thing with Asia Pacific Medical Center here in Calibo now, it is now a TRICARE certified facility. So I have to pay 100%, but it's a certified facility now. So my TRICARE medical insurance from the United States covers 75%. So I just got to keep all my receipts, all prescriptions and all this, and I'll file it with TRICARE. Within 30 days, I'll get my 75% refund. Even my $11 that I paid the doctor, I file everything. I don't care if it's $11. I want my 75% for that $11. So this morning she ordered me labs. She ordered a whole list of labs. It says here fasting blood sugar, creatinine, uric acid, lipid profile, cholesterol, triglycerides, HDLC, SGOT, AST, sodium, potassium, CBC, HGB. She's got a whole urine analysis. I'm having all this, and this thing, all this lab work, blood work, urine, it's supposed to cost 3,290 pesos. $55 for all the blood work that she ordered and also my urine analysis. But because I'm PWD here in the Philippines, I'm a person with disability. I got one of these person with disability card, like right there. I'm a disabled person considered here in the Philippines because I have cancer. I get a discount. So instead of paying 3,290, I only had to pay 2,390. So man, that's quite a savings, almost 900 pesos. That's almost $16 savings on my lab work. And then I still have when I go this afternoon for my whole abdominal and prostate ultrasound, I got to pay that. So tomorrow I'll let you know how much that will cost me. She also prescribed me medication. It looks like for 10 days, 3 times a day after meal. She prescribed me support for my kidneys. She said this will help, maybe heal, maybe like reduce my creatinine level. So 3 times a day I have to take this medicine. I didn't purchase it yesterday because I knew I had to fast. So I figure I'll purchase it today after after I eat, I'll buy it and then I'll start taking the medication. So that's my schedule this morning. I'm not gonna be long on the live stream because I'm gonna finish that, get my lab works, and then wait for my ultrasound, abdominal ultrasound, and prostate ultrasound this morning. But like I said, Asia Pacific Medical Center is just like a top-notch hospital. Very impressive. Emergency room, ambulances. We never had that before. Here in Calibo before, in province of Aklan, usually like an ambulance here, what that is like a multi-cab, like a multi-cab of each of the town has their own multi-cab, usually just one or two at the most. And they just respond to the town and bring you to Calibo and whatever. A lot of times they'll take you to the provincial hospital in Calibo, or you tell them where you want them to bring you. But for sure, for me, man, if something happens to me, take me to Asia Pacific Medical Center, because that's the good hospital now in Calibo. And they are building also an Asia Pacific Medical Center in Boracay Island. That is coming to Boracay Island. That would change the lives of people in Boracay Island too. Like I said, that was the missing piece. Before I really, I wasn't comfortable about, when people say, what do you think about retirement in Calibo? I wasn't really recommending it, because I know that was the missing piece, was like the medical piece. But now that we have Asia Pacific Medical Center, man, it's a game changer, man. It's like, you just walking into the facility, you can tell, man, it's like a top-notch facility. All the specialties are there. You don't have to wait weeks or days for an appointment. You can just walk in, like today. If the nephrologist is there scheduled from 1 to 6, you can just walk in there. Yes, you might have to wait. You might be, 20, 25 on the list, but she will see every single patient. Even if she comes in late at 4 p.m., she'll stay at the nighttime. She will finish, but the one thing that you'll have to learn when you come to the Philippines, waiting. You're gonna wait. You're gonna have to have a lot of patience. So for me, I knew that. That's why usually I bring my laptop, I bring my phone, I edit videos. Heck, I've even did a live stream before at the hospital. It's like I just found a wall where nobody can, see me, and then I start live streaming. But you keep yourself busy, because there's no use of you like going to the secretary complaining, about, hey man, appointments at 1, it's now 4. Nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna endear yourself to like the hospital staff. It is what it is here. It's part of being in the Philippines. You just have to accept that. It's like, or else you'll just get stressed. You'll just get stressed. Good morning, everyone. Have a nice day. God bless. All right. Shout out from Makati. All right. Also, my homeland, Bulwang. All right. I know what Bulwang is. I pass that all the time. Bulwang. It's like nice. Said hi. All right. It's hard to read your name. It says Yugo Kageyama. All right. Good morning. See, I didn't want to say it again, Ray, but thank you, Ray. Thank you for good morning, Kuya. Good morning, OB, my good friend Olson in Columbia, South Carolina. Aliyah and my buddy Isaiah. Great week so far. Well, it's been okay. I spent most of the day yesterday in the hospital. Looks like I got to spend most of the day again today. But it is what it is. Doctor, she like examined me. She said I look fine, but just preventive, just to make sure we can correct the issue. You know, it's like I'd rather get checked when I'm still like, you know, healthy and move, you know, able. I don't want to be like, you know, wheeled in there in the emergency room complaining about my kidneys or anything like that. It's better off like I'm better, you know, I'm a hospital guy, you know, I'm a hospital person. So I do not mind getting checks at all. I'd rather get checked than not get checked. Good AM, Ginno, the Panay Pasi Fortune, my good friend in Bacoor, Cavite. Hey Daniel, hey, we missed you yesterday, Daniel. I didn't think I saw you yesterday. Howdy. You must have been busy. My good friend in Jacksonville, Florida. Is it true they may start the mask thing again in the PH? I have not heard. I tried to keep up with the news here, but I've not heard about the mask. I mean, people wear masks here. You know, it's like, especially at the hospital. You know, I wear a mask at the hospital because, you know, I don't want to catch anything from. And when I'm with around crowds, you know, because I have a low immune system now, I'm always wearing a mask. Especially if I know I'm going to be riding public transportation. But if I'm going to be around people, I'm wearing a mask. You know. Good AM, Ray, OB, and Daniel from Fortune. All right, Fortune. Usually doctors come from hospital rounds of admitted patients before deal. Yes, I totally understand it, Fortune. You know, Fortune, his wife is an ER doctor. I totally understand it. A lot of times they do the clinic 1 to 6, but things come up for the doctor. A lot of times they might get pulled for an emergency, right? They might get pulled for emergency surgery, or surgeon requests their assistance, you know, and that's just part of the deal. You know, here, that's why they do not schedule appointments here like in the US. In the US, when they schedule an appointment, you know, we schedule them 1 o'clock. You're 1 o'clock. The next person's 1:15. The next person is 1:30. They do not do that here. In the province anyway. I don't know if in Manila they don't, you know, Fortune, maybe you can help us out, you know, how they do it. But here in the province, I have never gone to an appointment here where my appointment, if it says 1 o'clock, I'm the only person at 1 o'clock. Never. Panay Hospital I've gone, Asia Pacific, St. Gabriel. Everything is about the doctor's clinic hours. Let's say the doctor's clinic hours is like 1 to 5. At 1, everybody is on the list at 1 o'clock. And it's like, you know, whoever's number 1 gets called, however that long it takes, number 2 gets called. So if you're number 25, and even if the doctor starts at 1 p.m., doctor might not see you till 4, you know, so it's just the way it is here. Because a lot of these doctors, the Asia Pacific Medical Center is not the only hospital they work at. In Calibo, she might have a clinic at St. Gabriel Hospital, Asia Pacific, or Panay Hospital. Like my doctor, Dr. Palik, he's an oncologist. He just comes to Calibo once a week on Friday. His main clinic is in Iloilo, and I know he comes on Friday here. So when he comes on Friday, he's got a lot of patients in Calibo, Rojas City even, Antique even, the whole Aklan province. So when I go to my oncologist appointment, usually there's like 50, 60 people on the list, and he gets there around 10 a.m. So something to know about, because I know that's a different dynamic in the U.S., you know. Appointments in the U.S. doesn't work like that. You get your specific time. That's your time with the doctor. Here, a lot of waiting in the Philippines. Mask is encouraged, not required, especially if you have colds. Yes. And like for me, I have a weak immune system. I can't afford anybody coughing at me, man. So I'm always wearing masks. You know, the minute I'm like, I hear somebody cough, I got my mask on. That's like, I can't afford to like catch any colds or anything like that, because it takes me long to recover from anything now. Good to see you, Fortune and Daniel. Another beautiful day here in Columbia, South Carolina. Wow, 70. That's like perfect. I know, Olson. That's like perfect. That's like a fall weather. That's fall weather in the U.S., man. Amazing when you get those temperatures. JP, good morning, Ginno and the posse. I got your message, JP. I replied back, you know, so we're all good. I got your dates, JP. Nice, OB. Also dry here for the past 3 days. Here it's been raining off and on. Like this morning, you saw me like kind of block the sun. Now it's cloudy again. It's gonna rain. You know, it turns from rain. It turns from rain to sunshine. It's muggy. It's like muggy today. It's like very humid here. I got to turn on the fan because I'm gonna start sweating here. Lowell, my good friend in Oregon. Hey, Lowell. Good morning. I am her. Oh, brother. No, I'll be praying for you, brother. I know, man. I know once those anesthesia, all the meds. I know it's rough. Rough. Hang in there, brother. I'll be praying for you, brother. Daniel Fortune OB from JP. Good AM Lowell. Hope all is well. He's recovering. He had a procedure done with his shoulder. So you know how that is, Fortune. You know, anytime you get a procedure like that, man, it's like a long recovery, physical therapy and all that. So good AM, JP. Good AM. Hey there, John. Hope you're having a great week so far. All right. Hello, Ray, OB, Forge. Gino, did the tractor pulling potato picture attached? Yes. When I first opened the email, I didn't see that picture. But when I went back to it, because I was just checking, maybe I sent you a reply. I checked it later. Maybe because I was on my phone in the hospital, maybe the Wi-Fi. But I did see that tractor pulling a potato digger picture. I have not seen that here. I have not seen, that's the first time I've seen a machine like that, tractor like that. Praying for you, Lowell. All right. Hey, let's pray for Lowell. Fast recovery for Lowell. You know, it's like, I know it's never easy, man. You know, hospitals, you know, for me, you know, it's like, I know it's a part of my life now, you know, hospitals, because of the and my checks, my MRIs, lab work. I mean, you know, I can't say I'm sick of hospitals because I know I got to keep going. You know, it's part of the monitoring, part of the, like making sure cancer is not coming back for me. That's why even I even messaged my good friend James, James St. Karen's Adventure. I told him, man, you got to keep doing them adventures while you're young. You know, that's why me, man, you know, I feel so blessed that I got to retire at 45. I got to do everything I wanted. You know, I got to do my mountain biking all over the place, snorkeling, adventures. You know, I was able to do that. You know, now, you know, next year I'll be 60. You know, I even gave up that mountain biking when I was around 55 because I was like, man, I can't take a chance anymore. You know, it's like I've had close calls with mountain biking. I said, man, what would happen if I broke my hip or if I fell on a bike and injured my knee? You know, it's like, you know, so I finally, right before I got diagnosed, you know, with cancer is when I quit riding mountain bikes because I said, you know, I was just seeing too many accidents. I'm careful when I was mountain biking because I've ridden bicycles all my life. So I'm very careful. I have all the protective gear. But, you know, when you're riding, you see other people get hurt. And I was like, man, what if that's me? You know, so I decided, you know, it's like 4 years ago to give up mountain biking. I miss it, but you know, it's all good. You know, I tell James all the time. He, you know, watching his adventures on his channel, you know, makes me smile. Makes me smile because I remember doing some of those things. I can just live the experience through him. You know, it's like I'll visit the places. You know, I've talked to Jay, you know, like some of the places that he goes. If I can drive my car up there, I'll visit it because I still want to see it. You know, because I know Aklan province is just amazing. The videos actually don't do it justice. You know, even the drone shot that James films, like Libacao, you know, those area, like Licticon. I've been to Licticon, White Rocks. The video doesn't do it. And when you see it in person, it's kind of like the Grand Canyon. That experience. When I saw the Grand Canyon for the first time, I was so amazed. I was like, dang, you know, the videos you see, pictures of the Grand Canyon doesn't do it any justice because how amazing it is. And that's how it is with the places here in Aklan province. was on the phone for a minute. Good morning to everyone. It came in. Well, all right, no worries, Ray, no worries, Ray. Would the humidifier be worth it there? I remember having one in South Korea, and I think we should have one going 24. It might help because I have noticed those dehumidifiers at a hospital, even at my dental clinic. When we went to the dental clinic, I noticed they had one. In our house here, we have one, but it's not the fancy one. I know what you're talking about, the ones with the filtration. We just had one of those units where you plug it in and, you put water in it, and, but maybe a nicer one, maybe. I mean, it can't hurt. It can't hurt to try. It can't hurt to try. Ruben, hey, good morning, Ruben. Maayong buntag. Ruben, he's in Dumaguete City, Ruben yesterday had, he was having dinner waiting on Ryan. It's funny because Ruben was like, he goes, what does Ryan look like? And then I get another text from Ryan. He goes, what does Ruben look like? And I was like, dude, you guys are over there. Yeah, I guess what happened was Ryan was waiting inside Sans Ribal and Ruben was waiting outside Sans Ribal. I guess they have indoor dining, outdoor dining. And I wasn't even thinking, they really never met each other before, so they don't know what each other looks. I was like giving Ryan the scoop because Ruben sent me a picture and I was like, Ryan, Ruben's the Hawaiian looking dude with a golf hat, so I described that to Ryan. They met up last night. Ruben says Ryan's a great guy, interesting life. He could tell Ryan's like excited to be in the Philippines. He's gonna have an amazing adventure in the Philippines. He's gonna venture. Ryan's gonna visit a lot of places in the Philippines. That I know that's his goal before he decides where he's gonna put his roots down here in the Philippines. Yo, G. All right, Tim, my good friend in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. All right, Tim. Thank you for joining the live stream, Tim. Appreciate you, my brother. Edgar, hey, Edgar. Good morning, Edgar. Good morning. OB, Fortune, Daniel, Sergeant USA. I just got a message from my friend Stevie. He's in Washington State. He's going to be here next month. He's going to be arriving here next month. And I'm having trouble getting him an apartment in Caticlan because Caticlan is right across Boracay Island. And just hard to find an apartment there. It gets taken fast. You can't just show up in Caticlan. If you want the apartment, if you see an apartment in Caticlan, you got to get it. You got to reserve it. And he's still I think he's 2-3 weeks still before I pick him up at the airport in Caticlan. So I told Stevie, man, do you want to consider Calibo instead of Caticlan? It's like, I know he was kind of dead set on Caticlan, but I really think it's better. He's better off here in Calibo because, he's got me here. He's got other expats here. He's a big fisherman. He loves fishing. And my good friend John Sparrow, man, John Sparrow is like, you will not find a better fisherman here in Aklan province than John Sparrow. He's a local here. He monitors the fisheries here in Calibo for the mayor. He works for the mayor. And he's like, he has his own boat. He hobby fishes and he commercial fishes. He's been fishing all his life. If you want to know fishing here in Calibo, my good friend John Sparrow, he's the guy. He's the guy to ask, man. He knows everything about the fishing holes, you name it. He knows about anything about fishing. My good friend John Sparrow. Ray, all right, Ray, hit the like. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray, so much, brother. Ray in the Philippines, in Tagaytay. He's got a YouTube channel. Check out his YouTube channel. Dazzle and I were watching it last night. Dazzle was on her. I was replying to people and Dazzle was like on her phone watching. So when you saw it, that's Dazzle's account, Ray. But you recognize Dazzle immediately, and he's just funny, man. Ray's just funny. Calibo Studio. All right, all right. I think I got a message from Steve. He said he's considering Calibo Studio now. I told him I think he will have more fun anyway. I think in Calibo because we got a nice group now in Calibo. It's like we hang out. We do things together. If he goes to Katiklan, it's like that's too far from us. It's like an hour, 30 minutes to Calibo. I mean, he's close to Boracay. That's the only positive about being in Katiklan. But Boracay can get expensive if you keep going to Boracay every day. It's not cheap. Boracay is not cheap, and Stevie, he won't be a resident, a clan resident yet. So every time he goes to Boracay, that's 300 pesos. That's $5.50. Like for entrance, for the environmental fee. That's why people call Boracay Island Magastos Island. It's expensive island. You spend money in Boracay because it's understood. It's a tourist destination, so that's what people do in Boracay. Fortune, you have a specific slot, but usually it piles up since time gap between patients is just an exactly right, Fortune. Because when the doctor sees you, one patient might take 5-10 minutes, but another patient might take 25-30 minutes. It's not like everything's just an estimate. It's like that's why if you're sitting there, like let's say you're number 10, they see patient number 1, you can kind of guess. Well, if they're averaging 10-15 minutes, you can kind of average, how long your wait's going to be. But you're going to wait. Every single appointment that I've had here, I had to wait. And like now, she ordered all these exams for me, this lab work, the ultrasound. She's going to have a conference in Poland, she said. So she won't be back till like the first week of November. So all these stuff I'm going to get tested on, she won't see me till November 4. And I got listed on November 4, and I'm number 7 on November 4 already. So, there's already 6 people ahead of me for like November 4. So that list is just going to keep expanding as the days go by. JP, all right, thumbs up, JP, all right. Also, they probably came from an emergency or rounds. That's what that's what I figure. I don't even ask Fortune because I'm so used to it. I've been going to hospitals now like the last 3.5 years. I'm so used to it now. I almost, to me, it's like I just wait my turn. Because like no use to like keep bugging the secretary. I'm sure the secretary starts getting annoyed because every other second, what time's the doctor gonna get in? What's taking her so long? Why bother her? Nothing she can do if the doctor's not there. They're not going to be able to help you any sooner. And you got to see the doctor. And if you don't want to see the doctor that day, you can always just say, "Well, I can't wait. Can I get another day?" That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. OB, hi Ray, Ruben, Edgar, great to see you, gentlemen. All right, Olson. I suggest, if not emergency, and on appointment, just be patient. If ER emergency, go to yes, you got to be patient. That's one thing you got to bring. See, Fortune, the thing is like Americans, we're not used to that. We're not used to appointments like that. In America, all our appointments in the military, all the doctor's appointments in the military, when I worked at military hospitals, same thing when I worked at St. Mary's Hospital, you get a time. And that's 7:15. Let's say 7:15 short time. That's short time with the doctor. It's not like a shared times. That's why it's hard. That concept sometimes it takes a while for Americans to like understand that. Here in the Philippines, it's a waiting game for a lot of things. It's like when we go to like renewing our driver's license or renewing our registration at LTO, Land Transportation Office here in the U.S. is the Department of Motor Vehicles. The way it works in the U.S. a lot of times you can just do it online. It's like the registration for the renewal happens online. Just send your money. Maybe you have to do a smog test, maybe. But my license, I know my license in Arizona. I left Arizona in 2011. My license is still good. My license don't expire till like I think 2031. It was good for like 20 years. It's like it's not like here. It's like everything just takes so long. It's like it's a waiting game for a lot of things here. But you got to learn that. You got to learn that waiting there. That's why I think a friend Ray in the Philippines, on one of his live stream, he was even saying on his live stream, he never schedules more than one activity a day. Like you can't do like, I'll go to the hospital this morning, and after the hospital, I'm going to the LTO. That's not going to happen. It's like you schedule one thing a day, because if you schedule two things, the other one's not going to happen. It'll just like stress you out. You'll be looking at your watch. If you schedule two appointments on the same day, forget it. Forget about it. You need to like schedule one appointment a day. That's it. Ray, AOB Adventure. All right, Team Melker in Thailand. They got a YouTube channel too in Thailand. They're getting ready to move to a Negros Island. Good morning from Thailand. Getting ready for our trip to Negros. All right, in a couple of days. You mentioned the hospital. I remember the hospital Elabang. They wouldn't let you leave the hospital until you paid. See, I hear that from people. But there's actually a Republic Act. I did a video on it. There's actually a Republic Act that says hospitals aren't supposed to do that. Because the way it works, if you can't pay, they make you sign a promissory note, if you can't pay. I've never been in that situation, so I can't say 100% how it works. But there is a Republic Act, a law here in the Philippines that prevents hospitals from holding you, not releasing you just because you can't pay. Because you're supposed to be allowed to sign a promissory note. And that promissory note, that means a lot here, man. You can go to jail for that. That's like, a case can get filed against you here if you don't pay a promissory note here. Is it still like that in the Philippines? Sorry if you already covered it. I'll have to review my video. I do have a video about it. I made a video all about that questions always get put up where you can't get released or you can't be seen if you don't have a deposit. That is all untrue. I know, but I know it might happen, but I can't vouch for it if it happens. But all those things, they are covered by a Republic Act. They're not supposed to do it, but I can't vouch for every single hospital in the Philippines. Sometimes you get a bureaucrat in one of the hospitals, some that would give you a hard time. But Filipinos are protected from that by law. Same thing, if it's a law for Filipinos, it applies to foreigners too. Daniel, Edger, all right. Norman, good morning, Ginno. Good morning, Norman Fisher. Good morning. I believe in God most of my life, but as I spent days in Yellowstone National Park, I know there was a God. All right. I'm the same way, man. It's like when I'm in nature, when I'm at places like Yellowstone here, when I'm at areas where I just see, it's like the beauty. It's very uplifting to me, and it's like picks up my spirit. It makes me appreciate God more. That Yellowstone is life. Agreed, right? Same thing with me. I made several trips to the Grand Canyon. It's the Grand Canyon gives me that too. It's like just impressive. How? All right. Fortune, Team Melcher. Which Alabang hospital was that? Where in Negros are you going? All right. Kuya, does John Sparrow do charter fishing? Would be great to spend a day with him when we visit. Man, John Sparrow is a good friend of mine, man. It's like, I'll hook you up with John, man. Me and him, we've been friends. John was at my wedding, man. He was my photographer at my wedding. You know, he took pictures of my wedding. So me and him, we've been buddies like forever, man. It's like, and he's a good, his mom was my professor in college. One of my favorite teachers, Mom Carell. His, Dazzle and I, you know, it's like she's always like messaging Dazzle and I, you know, it's like John Sparrow's mom. So they're good friends of ours. You don't need to, you know, it would not be a problem. He will take you out on a boat. No worries, man. He's a good friend of ours. Good morning, Ginno. Hey, Kim, David. All right, Kim. I know you are. I know you're like the Kalibo person, you know. I'm always thinking about you when I'm trying to like, what Kim might like to see about Kalibo, man, when I'm filming. I can't film at the hospital, unfortunately. I wish I could, man, because they got some amazing equipment in. I would love to show it. I've showed it before, like in pictures. You know, I made a video here sitting, and I just show. But it's not the same when you're walking around. But I do understand. You know, they got HIPAA rules here in the Philippines, just like in the U.S. Patient privacy is important, so it's all good. Asia Hospital by the mall. Our house is in Kalumangan. All right. LOL, I catch the last 2 minutes of your stream as I return from my storage. Hey man, pretty soon, Daniel, you'll be done with all that storage and you'll be happy. I know you're going to be happy, man. When you're finally all complete with all that storage units that you're getting rid of, man, you're gonna be blessed, brother, because I know that feeling. I know that feeling when I was getting rid of all my stuff in the US. Once I got rid of all that stuff, one thing I learned, I told myself, and I've stayed true to myself, I will never buy crap again. You know, I was like, man, I'm never gonna accumulate things again. I've always want to be mobile. You know, it's like even now, I can just fill one suitcase, a backpack, and Dazzle, and I can take off. If we really want to move at any time, we can do that because I don't have all the things anymore that I'm attached to. You will be happier. Trust me, you're going to be happier with less crap. You know, all that material things, all the things that people carry with them, you know, storage, boxes, all that just like weighs you down. That just weighs you down. The more minimalist you become, the more you're not attached to so many, all these material things, the better your life will be. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You know, you're not going to be, well, I can't move. I can't go there because I got too many boxes. I got storage units. To me, that's like silly, man. You're like holding yourself down to material things that a lot of times are in boxes, in storage. A lot of times you don't even remember what they are. You know, it's like, so to me, get rid of all that stuff and then you'll learn, you know, once you get rid of, you know, you'll never accumulate things again. Trust me, you'll never accumulate things again. Good morning, Belus. Welcome home, brother. Welcome home to the Philippines. I know you're still in Cebu. You're almost there. You're probably a boat trip to Leyte or airplane ride, but I'm sure you're happy to be home in the Philippines, brother. Belus just spent months in Wyoming, but now he's back and he splits his time between Wyoming and he's got a farm in Leyte. So I'm sure you're happy to be home, brother. Asian Hospital and Medical Center. Yeah, I've never been to that hospital in Melker. That's why I can't really comment, but I do know, I've heard stories how hospitals would do that, but you know, I know it's not supposed to be legal. It's not supposed to be legal for them to do that. Edgar, I tried getting into Yellowstone 35 years ago, but they didn't let semi. Oh, you were driving your semi, man. That's too big, probably. Edgar, that's probably too big. Dazzle's awake because she wanted to go with me to the hospital this morning for my blood work. Belus, I'm back. All right, Belus. I'm happy for you, brother. I know you're happy about being back, man. Happy for you. I'm just gonna make sure I hit. All right, all right. Pretty soon, that one thing my doctor said. Pretty soon, really, I'm probably gonna be like a rabbit and just start eating like fruit and vegetables because she said, avoid protein, low protein diet, man. I eat a lot of fruits anyway. If I can eat salads, I'll just eat salads. It's like it's not a problem for me to like maintain whatever diet I'm told because like I'm a rule follower. I've always like followed rules. I quit drinking. It's like it's easy for me. It's not a problem. So I know one of these days I'll probably just start being a vegetarian here. Hi, babe. Good morning, babe. Buxies will reject you. The Buxies will reject you through LOL. Fortune Asian Hospital near Festival Mall. That's the hospital where my wife works as an ER doctor. That's the rule there. They became strict on payment because they have plenty of receivables. Oh, okay, and sometimes they write off. But they have awesome Buxies. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see Buxies before I left the US. There wasn't one, I don't think, when I lived in Arizona. I never saw it. I know maybe it's parts of the US where they have Buxies, but I never got to go. We have a different like truck stop, I think, in Arizona. There's Esso. She woke up. She wants to go with me for my lab work this morning.
Yes. I have the guard Ginno.
You got the guard Ginno. Yeah, I got the guard Ginno. I totally agree with for sure. Talumangan in Bago. That's south of Bacolod City, near also nice beaches. Oh, okay. I'm sure I drove through it, man, because like when I went to Negros Island, we took like the western part going down to Dumaguete, and then we took the eastern route coming up, going to Canlaon, near San Carlos City. So I drove all around in our car, in our little tiny Wigo when we headed to Negros Island. Yes, it is. We love it there. Yeah, I can see why you love it, man. Negros is beautiful. A lot of beaches. It's like Negros to me is similar to like Panay Island. Panay Island and Negros Island, pretty much. They're like almost identical of what you will see. You can easily go to Guimaras from there. All right, Edgar. Daniel, I never made it to Bucky's before I left. So no brisket sandwich for me. Yeah, I never did too. I left in 2011. I didn't get to see. Arizona, I lived there in 1996. Were you stationed there with? No, I didn't. When I retired from the United States Air Force, 2004, I was offered a job in Tucson, Arizona. That's why I ended up. I was already retired when I went to Arizona, but it was nice that Davis Monthan was right there in Tucson, that there was an Air Force base. I used to use their gym, commissary, BX, so that was awesome. Probably one of the reasons I picked that job, it's like when I took that job after I left the military. The promissory note from a hospital that if you don't pay would prohibit you from leaving the Philippines, right? I don't know if it would prohibit you from leaving, but you will have to pay it, because if you sign a promissory note here and you don't pay it at this designated time, they can report you to the immigration. They can report you to like the National Bureau of Investigation, and they're gonna go after you. So anytime you sign a promissory note here, that's a binding legal document. You don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with that here. But I guess if you just like, if you signed a note and fly it out, and never come back to the Philippines, I guess they can't really like catch you. But I wouldn't do things like that. That's like wrong. That'd be shady to do. By the way, the collagen is good for your hair, skin, nail, joint, gut. It doesn't happen overnight, but in the last year I guess that's why my friend got it for me, but I learned my lesson. I'm not taking any more supplements. I'm done with supplements, because if it's affecting my kidneys, I can't mess with it. It's like I'm not even gonna go herbal anymore. I'm just gonna, man, I'm just trying to survive. I'm trying to like not get anything wrong with my body anymore. So no more supplements, no more protein shakes for me. I'm gonna have to give these away. I'm gonna have to give these items away, man.
Mom would love that.
Yeah, mom can have it. Yeah, I'm done with it. It's like Fortune. I doubt that on the PN cause here they are not coordinated with. Yeah, that's what I figure. The hospital, a Bureau of Immigration, it takes them time. But still, you don't want to do anything wrong in the Philippines, right? If you're a foreigner here, if you're on a tourist visa or any kind of visa here, you don't want to follow the law by the book. You don't want to commit any crime. And that could be considered crime by you signing a promissory note and not abiding it. Nothing to get you in trouble with immigration. I wouldn't want immigration after you. I would be surprised if they are coordinated. But if you deal with the government, they are. So there could be a whole departure order. See, I don't want no whole. You don't want no whole departure order, right? You don't want to hold. You don't want to hold anything. Nothing like. Most expats I know here, they just trying to follow the letter of the law here, abide by the rules, wear a helmet, drive with like license, endorsement of motorcycle. They just follow every single rule here because they know if they do not follow a law here in the Philippines, it can be big trouble. It can be big trouble for a foreigner here. I made a couple motorcycle camping trips to Yellowstone. I even had to do a U-turn because the bison did not like my motorcycle. Yellowstone will make a believer. For sure, man, for sure. Edgar, I eat a barbecue sandwich for you before I depart. Daniel's teasing you, Edgar. He's gonna eat a barbecue sandwich for you. Ginno, right now I am crying as I am giving 10K of for only 500. Hey, it's just material things, brother. It's just material things. It's like start collecting memories, start collecting all that material stuff. It just weighs you down, brother. It just weighs you down. Good morning, Dazzle. Hey, Ray said good morning. She said, ooey. She said, ooey, Ray. Ooey. Ooey. JP, good morning, Sheriff. Oh, JP calls you the Sheriff. JP calls you the Sheriff. I'm just living on. Hey man, me and you probably, for me, for the longest time after my cancer treatments, for over a year there, man, I was just living on juices. I wasn't eating. I couldn't swallow. It's like I couldn't, really eat anything solid. So it's not a big deal to me anymore. It's like for me, any nutrition, anything I put on my body now is just to survive, just to live. It's like if I'm missing out on steak now, if I'm not eating, I'm allergic to shellfish now, I can't eat that because of my immune system. I'm all good with that. It's like food is not that big a deal for me anymore.
The sheriff. Excuse the sheriff.
Excuse the sheriff. She's getting stuff out of the drawer here. She's getting ready. She's getting ready. Fortune. Good day, Belus. Back in the PI. I know he's back. Belus is back in the Philippines. Soon to be back in Leyte. Good day, Edgar. Good morning, little kapatid. All right, little kapatid.
Kuya.
Yeah, that's Dazzle's kuya there. Kuya Ed. Kuya Ed is what Dazzle called. And little kapatid. Daniel, like. All right, thank you, Daniel. Luke. Sing I'm a Bird, the Family Guy. I've seen a few, but I don't really know, I don't really watch the Family. I know it's that cartoon. I know this is the cartoon. Talk to your doctor about it. All right. Talk to my doctor about it. Yeah, I'll see my doctor again and for November. But me, man, I just follow what my doctor tells me. From now on, like I said, all these recommendations for people, supplements, I need to bulk up, I need to gain weight. I'm just, unfortunately, I have to ignore it. I learned my lesson, I tried all this stuff and it ended up hurting my kidneys. So I'm not going to do it again. I'm just going to, whatever my doctor tells me, I'll follow what my doctor tells me. Sheriff Shorty. That's what Ray called you, Sheriff Shorty. Kamusta, Dazzle? Magandang umaga from Olsen. Aliyah and Isaiah. And from South Carolina, babe. End of December. Mabuti. Dazzle says mabuti. She's getting ready. End of December, last 2 unit will end of my storage war. It is like a storage war, man. It's like that will be the end of your storage war life, man. Trust me, Daniel, it's gonna make you a better person, happier person without all those storage units. It's like you will be happy you got rid of all that stuff. Hey, there's Tex Matt, babe, from Galveston County in Texas. World Series. I know, man. I'm excited. It doesn't really matter to me. Mariners, Blue Jays. I'm a Dodger fan, so it's like I'm happy. I can't wait for Friday. That's gonna be so much fun. Being back in the World Series, defending champs.
I actually like that it was the Blue Jays against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know why? Canada has a special space in my heart.
I know. That's likes Canada. She's a fan of Canada because when Kawhi Leonard won with the Toronto Raptors, so
we did celebrate together.
She celebrated with Canada. Sometimes she even sings "Oh Canada." She even sings "Oh Canada" here.
Oh Canada.
Olsen says, babe, anong gusto mong pang pasalubong, Dazzle? I heard you like chocolates. Dazzle loves chocolates, but man, I think we got bombarded with chocolates between Edgar, between Gray. I mean, we got so much chocolates in the house, man.
Thank you, Alsen. Anything.
Anything,
Anything, No pressure.
No pressure on pasalubong.
Yes.
But we appreciate it, Olsen.
Thank you, Alsen, for the offer.
What's your favorite chocolate bar, babe?
Chocolate bar so far. I really like. I'm not sure about the bar, but I really like the M&M's.
M&M, peanut or regular?
Peanut. Is it the? Peanut.
Peanut, yeah. You got one right there. I see the one that was there. Well, unless Leanna took it.
Ginno took it, guys.
Took it? Oh yeah, it's upstairs. I did take it. I can't eat it now because I'm fasting. I've been drinking water. I got to go to the hospital here.
So it's on the bedroom, guys.
Yeah, that's right. I was the one that moved it up there. Right. LOL, Dad. So I know, she's singing "Oh Canada" to me here. But she loves the Dodgers too, so it's like it's all good. Number one Dodgers. Fortune. The Ateneo alma mater song copied the tune of the Canadian. Oh, all right. I didn't know that. They copied that. That's pretty good.
Just like STI copied the Air Force.
Oh yeah. The STI.
Aim high with STI, the future.
Yeah, but we don't sing like that in the Air Force.
Fly high with STI.
we don't sing like that in the Air Force, man. My favorite chocolate bar is now Filipino. I've gotten used to the less sweetness. Oh yeah, right? It's a different taste. The Filipino candy bars, they're different. It's not amazingly, the American are sweeter. It's like it's a different chocolate. I still prefer. I'm a Twix. I like Twix.
I know you are Twix.
I'm a Twix. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream because I have to get my blood drawn here. I want to make sure, where's Ginno? What happened to the live stream this morning? I just want to make sure that you guys know I'm all right. It's like, I feel fine. It's one of those things, preventive. The nephrologist, she just wants to make sure all my functions are working properly. So I'll get all these tests done today. So most of the day today, I'll be at the hospital today. Snickers now. I like Snickers, but I'm still Twix. I'm
Snickers.
still Twix. It's made with peanut dust. Had 3 of them, not one. Half of the peanut. Yes, GP, Brian, take care. All right, take care, Brian. Take care, Brian. All right, Daniel, I am. Thank you, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. You know, I'm trying, man. I'm trying all I can to stay healthy, and I'm blessed. I'm always blessed with Dazzle, Leanna, and Mom. They saved the sugar for the spaghetti. I know, right? It's like. I mean, when spaghetti gets mentioned, I always remember Dazzle's dad, how taught Dazzle when she cooks spaghetti to put condensed milk on it.
Yeah, like after everything you put condensed.
Yeah, after making all the spaghetti, you put condensed milk on it. I was like, man, condensed milk.
Yeah, and I love it growing up. Gee.
I know you love it. I know you love it, girl, because it's sweet. Everybody, all
It's
kids,
always spaghetti is always
a treat,
what do you
special
call it?
occasion.
Yeah, for my birthday.
For your birthday. It was
Yeah.
always spaghetti for your birthday.
Nothing but spaghetti.
If you can't do a live stream, I am sure people will be happy with a walk in the neighborhood. All right. I can do that. JP.
JP.
Tim Milker, Ray. Have a blessed day. All right, thank you. All right, thank you, Ray. All right. Ragu is too sweet for me. I got ragu in the fridge, man. I bought ragu at the SNR the last time we were there. I
Who's
got
that, JP?
JP. Ragu is too sweet.
So he can't have Jollibee spaghetti. It's too sweet.
Yeah. You can't have Jollibee spaghetti, JP, because that's sweet. That's sweet. Jollibee spaghetti is sweet.
Yes.
Another memorizing. Great to see. All right, thank you, Olsen, Aliyah. Bye, Isaiah. Bye, buddy. Bye. I was exactly the same. No cake, spaghetti for my birthday.
Yeah,
All right.
spaghetti.
All right. Everyone, take care. I'll give you updated tomorrow on the cost. Because I didn't pay for my whole abdominal and prostate ultrasound. I'll find out today how much I'll pay for that.
I remember I paid 2,500 for just the ultrasound.
Just the
On
ultrasound.
the right side of my stomach before.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'll report tomorrow. How much I pay for it today.
It's more than
Could you
2,000
live stream while you're doing a walk? I wish I could, Tim Melker, but the reception here, if I do data on my phone, it's not gonna work. My Wi-Fi doesn't. If I go out the door, my Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi goes out. The data, unfortunately, that's Smart or Globe, it doesn't work good in our subdivision here. We're quite a ways from the tower they have in Calibo, so very weak signal in our neighborhood. I'm going to try to walk live stream. Check the data there. Yeah, our data is. If I do it, I might get 1 bar. And it'd be like lagging. It'd be like, I wish I could.
Sometimes you don't even get a bar.
Sometimes I don't even get a signal. I don't even get a 1 bar from Smart on my phone here.
Every time I wake up, babe, my eyes are like chinita.
Chinita, well, that's it. You and Leanna, both of you. Your eyes are, when they wake up, when Dazzle and Leanna wake up, their eyes are always like this. Like they're like, it looks like they're squinting. All right. Take care, everyone. We're gonna head out to the hospital, get my blood work. So take care, everyone. Appreciate your time, and always stay blessed.
Ingat.
Ingat.